inches above Earth. Spacecom uses this tower to stay connected with nearby and distant stations in space. Right from the opening narration, Roy tells us about himself. Since childhood, he wanted to become an astronaut so he could help humanity. But deep down, that dream never brought him peace. He says that when he meets people, he smiles, but inside he feels nothing, as if his whole life is a performance. From the beginning, we can tell Roy has never truly lived a happy life. There is pain buried inside him, something heavy that never left. Because of that, he could never live like normal people. Even his wife eventually left him. The only thing Roy was ever truly good at was his job, and he did it with total focus. He almost never failed, partly because Roy keeps himself emotionally distant from everyone. We see one of his psychological evaluations, where he calmly describes his condition. Then he goes outside to keep working alongside other astronauts. Suddenly, a massive power surge strikes from space. It triggers a violent explosion in the control station, and several astronauts fall from the tower. Roy watches people dying above him, but even in that chaos, he stays calm. He shuts down the station's power, but by then, it is too late. The blast throws him off the structure too. Anyone else might have panicked, but Roy's unusual trait is that no matter how dangerous the situation becomes, his heartbeat stays steady. Even while falling, he keeps reporting his status. As he gets closer to Earth, he opens his parachute. Debris rains down. One piece tears a hole in his chute, but Roy still manages to land alive. A few days later, Roy is injured in the accident, though he has mostly recovered. By now, it is clear this power surge has struck Earth more than once, causing major destruction and killing many people. Then Roy receives a message inviting him to a secret meeting. The next day he goes there and meets several high-ranking officers. They tell him the surge is coming from the orbit of Neptune. Worse, the surges are getting stronger, and if they continue, they could destroy not just Earth, but threaten the entire solar system. 29 years ago, a mission called the Lima Project was launched to search for intelligent life beyond our solar system. It was humanity's first deep space mission, and its commander was Roy's father, Clifford McBride. But 16 years ago, the ship disappeared near Neptune. Contact was lost. The mission was declared over, and the entire crew was presumed dead. Roy believed his father died back then. Now, however, Spacecom says they traced the source of the surge directly to the Lima Project. They believe the ship may still be out there, and that Clifford McBride might still be alive. According to them, Roy's father may have become unstable and activated one of the ship's powerful systems, creating the deadly surges. So Roy is given a mission. Spacecom does not want the public to know any of this, so everything will remain secret. Roy will travel to Mars, and from a secure station there, he will send a message to Neptune for his father. They believe Clifford may ignore everyone else, but he might answer his own son. If he responds, they can trace the ship's exact location. They ask Roy if he is willing to do it. Roy says yes. It is a huge decision, but Roy has been carrying the shadow of his father all his life. His father's departure into space, and later the news of his supposed death, shaped the person Roy became. Quiet, isolated, and emotionally cut off. Soon, Roy is sent on a private rocket to the moon, where another ship will take him to Mars. Colonel Pruitt travels with him and keeps an eye on him. Pruitt was once a friend of Clifford McBride and had met Roy when he was a child. On the way, Pruitt asks Roy what he really thinks. Roy answers honestly. He does not believe his father is still alive. It seems impossible, but even so, he still wants to go, because some part of him needs to try. After that, we see Roy and the others traveling by rocket toward the moon. News reports explain that the moon has no clear borders anymore, so the whole place has become tense and militarized. Many nations and groups have come there searching for valuable resources, turning the moon into a conflict zone. Once they land, Roy reflects on how space travel used to feel beautiful and full of wonder. For generations, people dreamed of reaching the moon, and that dream came true. But now even this place feels ordinary, filled with commercial junk, drink counters, brand stalls, and the same mess people once wanted to escape. Colonel Pruitt gives Roy more details. Their launch pad is in an unclaimed region, and the rocket waiting for him is called Cepheus. Its crew are Spacecom personnel, but they know almost nothing about the real mission, and that is exactly how the company wants it. Everyone stays silent. Spacecom controls everything tightly here. A soldier briefs Roy and tells him they must cross a barren zone to reach the launch site. The area is dangerous because moon pirates attack travelers and steal cargo, so armed escorts travel with them. We see them moving across the moon in 3 vehicles. The driving feels grounded, but on the way to the launch pad, the convoy is suddenly attacked by pirates. The assault is brutal. Most of the soldiers are killed, 2 vehicles are destroyed, and Roy and Colonel Pruitt barely escape to reach the launch station alive. During the attack, Pruitt is badly affected. Before parting ways, he speaks to Roy one last time and gives him a hard drive. He says Spacecom has not told Roy everything because they do not fully trust him. The truth will become clear soon, but Roy must watch the file before reaching Mars. Pruitt stays behind on the moon, while Roy boards the Cepheus and continues to Mars with the rest of the crew. When they learn Roy is Clifford McBride's son, they are stunned. Clifford led humanity's first deep space mission beyond the solar system, so his name still carries weight. After takeoff, Roy secretly watches the message. It is highly classified, and he was never supposed to see it. In the recording, his father sends what seems to be his final report. Clifford says his crew has lost hope. They are exhausted. They have found no sign of intelligent life, and they want to return home. But he refuses to give up. When they try to mutiny and remove him from command, he shuts off the oxygen to their chambers. During that conflict, the Lima Project's systems are triggered, creating the same power surge that has now reached Earth. At the end, Clifford says he will not surrender, and will continue the mission alone. Then he cuts all communication. That is why Spacecom has long suspected he might still be alive, even though the rest of the world, including Roy's own family, believed he died years ago. This truth hits Roy hard. His life was already shaped by pain, but now he learns the man the world saw as a hero was unstable and obsessive. In Roy's eyes, his father destroyed not only his own family, but may now be a threat to everyone on Earth. Later, while the Cepheus is deep in space, the captain receives a distress signal from another vessel. It also belongs to Spacecom. But when they try to re-establish contact, nobody responds. Roy argues they should keep going, reminding him this is a secret mission and another cargo ship can respond. But the captain insists protocol requires them to help. The captain prepares to go outside on a spacewalk, but one crew member is too frightened to join him. Roy steps in and goes instead. Using the emergency signal, they open the airlock and enter the other ship. The 2 men split up to check different sections, but there are no people inside. On the way back, Roy finds the captain being attacked by a baboon from an experiment. The animal has torn into his face. The baboons come after Roy too, but he narrowly escapes and drags the badly injured captain back to the Cepheus. In the end, Roy was right. If the captain had listened and not stopped, none of this would have happened. A few days later, they finally arrive on Mars. But even during landing, another power surge hits and damages the ship's auto-landing system. The crew panic, and even the captain struggles to stay in control. Roy, however, remains calm and manually lands the ship himself. After that, we get our first look at Mars and its colony. Humans have built underground tunnels because the surface is constantly battered by violent storms. A communications team is waiting. They take Roy into a soundproof room and ask him to record a message for the Lima Project. He sends several official messages, but no reply comes back. In the end, he drops the prepared script and speaks from the heart. That finally works. A response comes through. But by then, Roy has already served his purpose. The company now wants to send him back. Roy demands answers, what his father said, and what they plan to do next. The truth is, Spacecom wants to protect its reputation. Now that they have the Lima Project's location, they are sending another ship on a search and destroy mission to wipe it out, so no one ever learns the truth. This leaves Roy shattered. He is relieved his father is alive, but he knows that by helping Spacecom, he may have betrayed him. That conflict weighs on him. His mission is supposedly over, and the Cepheus and its crew are reassigned for the final operation. Then the woman in charge of the Mars base meets Roy privately. She reveals her parents were part of the Lima mission, and they died when Clifford McBride shut off the crew's oxygen. Even so, she decides to help Roy. She says she can get him to the rocket, but the rest is up to him. Roy takes the chance. He moves through the tunnel system to reach the ship before launch, and slips inside through an airlock. Once the crew realize Roy is on board, they follow orders. Kill him immediately. They move to stop him, but in the chaos of low gravity, the entire crew ends up dead. Roy never wanted to hurt anyone, and he says that again and again, but it still happens. Now the Cepheus is set on course, and Roy is alone. He contacts the command station one last time and says he never intended to harm anyone, but he is going to finish this mission himself. The trip from Mars to Neptune is long, and Roy must endure it in total isolation and zero gravity. His mind fills with painful memories, fear, regret, and the weight he buried his whole life. Strange dreams and old wounds close in on him. At last, Roy reaches Neptune. For anyone else, the journey would have been impossible, but Roy keeps going anyway. He sees the Lima project orbiting near Neptune, but getting there will not be easy. He has to pass through Neptune's dangerous rings, through fields of asteroids and icy debris. Before leaving the Cepheus, Roy records one final message. He says he will carry the nuclear device onto the Lima station, and until he returns, the Cepheus will remain in autopilot. Then Roy climbs into a small capsule and heads toward Lima. As he travels, Roy admits that since childhood he has feared facing his father, and that fear is still inside him. In the end, it feels like the son is paying for the sins of the father. Roy reaches Lima's airlock, but a technical failure means his capsule cannot properly dock. He is forced to carry the nuclear device and enter the station manually. That also means he no longer has a capsule for the return trip. The Cepheus is far away, but Roy pushes forward anyway. Inside Lima, he finds bodies everywhere. He reaches the core and activates the bomb. While searching deeper, he finally finds Clifford McBride. Clifford is neither shocked nor happy to see him. He only says they still found nothing out there. No intelligent life, no signs of anyone. Even now, he refuses to accept defeat. He says he cannot fail. Roy listens as his father reveals the truth. Clifford says he left everything behind. He admits he never cared for Roy or Roy's mother the way he should have, and that his work always mattered more. Even after hearing that, Roy steps closer and says, "I still love you." Roy tells him the mission did not fail. They finally have the answer. Humanity is alone out there. There is no other life waiting in deep space. He begs his father to come home with him. After a long struggle, Roy convinces him, but once they step outside into space, Clifford cannot live with the truth. He lets himself drift away. Roy tries one last time to save him, but Clifford keeps telling him to let go. In the end, Roy watches his father disappear into the darkness of space. Now Roy has to get back to the Cepheus without a capsule. He opens a large panel from Lima, uses it like a shield, and launches himself through space toward the ship. Somehow, he makes it back. Then he waits for the bomb to explode. The blast destroys the Lima project forever, and its pressure wave gives the Cepheus extra speed, pushing Roy back toward Earth. With that, the Lima project is gone for good, and for the first time, Roy's burden begins to lift. He is hurt by losing his father, but he has accepted the truth. Clifford was never the man Roy wanted him to be. Some months later, Roy is brought back to Earth. In the final scene, we see him reunited with his wife, suggesting his life is finally starting to heal.